Hello everyone, it's SpaceJamJar here, and today we're going to be playing a game which I'm really excited to play. It's called Attonary. It's quite a fun game, I think. Haven't actually played it. Let's just jump right into it. Enter. Loading content. Okay, great. Let's go! Excited. Oh, there's 3 games. Okay, well let's just start with the first one. Episode 1. First turnabout. Yeah, okay. No, what do you think I was gonna play? This is a remastered, I'm very sure. Oh. This is a visual novel, just so you know. Oh, someone died. Damn it. Why me? I can't get caught. Not like this. I've got to find someone to play this on. Ooh. Someone like him. Wait, what? I'll make it look like he did it. Okay. Don't know who this man is. August the 3rd, 9:47 AM. District Court. Defendant Lobby Number 2. Boy, am I nervous. This is the person I think plays because it's called Felix Wright Attonary. So. Right. Maya. Oh, hello there. Oh, hiya, Chief. Phew, I'm glad I made it on time. I don't know what's going on. Oh, well, I have to say, Felix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes a murder trial right off the bat like this. Oh, so we're the lawyer. Who are we defending? Oh, it says tab court record. Oh, someone died. Lovely. We look at it? No. Oh, we've got Mayor Faye, boss. Larry Butz. Larry Butz. The defendant in this case, a likeable guy who's been my friend since grade school. Cindy Stone, age 22. The victim in this case, a model. She lives in an apartment by herself. Okay, evidence. Right, okay. Let's just go back now. It says a lot about you and your client as well. Thanks. Yeah, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Actually, it's because I owe him a favour. A favour? You mean you need a defendant before this case? Yes. Actually, I kind of owe him my current job. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. I think that's like a lawyer. Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over! My life, everything, it's all over. What the heck? Is that your client screaming over there? Yeah, it's him. Death! Despair! Oh! Okay. I'm gonna do it! I'm gonna die! Sounds like he wants to die. You don't say. Yeah. Nick! Hey. Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell her I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I'm afraid to die. What? What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished! I can't live in the world without her. I can't. Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Oh, Nick, you gotta tell me. Who took my baby away? Oh, this must be the, girl then. The person responsible for your girlfriend's death. The newspapers say it was you. He doesn't know. My name is Felix Wright. Oh, some backstory. Here's the story, as I just said. My first case is a fairly simple one. A young woman was killed in her apartment. Okay. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butz. My best friend since grade school. Our school has a saying: when something smells, it's usually the Butz. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone, but he's a good guy at heart, so we know this guy personally. That and I own one, which is why I took the case, to clear his name. And that's just what I'm gonna do. Let's go, Phoenix. August the 3rd, 10 AM, District Court, courtroom number 2. Cool. Ooh, hello, people. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butz. So this is the idea of the game, right? We've got to defend whoever it is. So in this case, it's Larry from being prosecuted, I guess, murdered. The prosecution is ready, Your Honour. That must be the lawyer against us. The defence is ready, Your Honour. You must be no. Well then. First, a question for the prosecution, Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honour. As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you like to explain to the court just what that object was? The murder weapon was the statue of the thinker. It was found laying on the floor next to the victim. I see. The court accepts it into evidence. Thank you for working, Joe. Statue added to court record. A statue in the shape of the thinker. It's rather heavy. Right? Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during our trial. Thank you. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Okay, thank you. Use tab to check the court records frequently. Okay, thank you. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness. The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butz, to the stand. Chief, what do I do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. This is the aim of the game, right? So we've got to defend him, so we have to listen to what he says. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything. Okay, so basically he asked, he basically said she was going out with a bunch of men, and he asked what does he think of it. Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I? I think we should stop him from answering on this one. My client had no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to this case. Oof, Quince. Yeah. Objection, okay. Your Honour, the defendant is lying. Lying? The prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Butz lied. A witness? Well, that simplifies matters. Who is your witness? The man who found the victim's body. Just before making the gruesome discovery, he saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime. Ooh. The defendant, no, that's not good. Order! Order in the court! Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness. Yes, Your Honour. This is bad. On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's buildings. Please, bring Mr. Frank Schwitt to the stand. Wait, he was the guy. Wait, Mr. Schwitt, will you sell newspaper subscriptions? Is this correct? That was the guy who murdered her. That's what we saw at the beginning. Oh, yes, newspapers, yes. Mr. Schwitt, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder. Witness testimony. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her laying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quilled in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 PM. How would he know? The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there. Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that. Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working? Your Honour, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building. Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout? Yes, Your Honour. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Shawat stole was one of those. Ah, I see. Your Honour, I have a record of the blackout for your pursuer. Blackout record added to the court. Electricity to Miss Stone's building was out from noon to 6 p.m. on that day, on the day of the crime. Now, Mr. Wright. Yes? Yes, Your Honour? You may begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination, Your Honour? Alright, right, this is it. The real deal. What exactly am I supposed to do? Why, you exposed the lies in the testimony the witness just gave. Lies? What? He was lying? Your client is innocent, right? Then the witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not? Cross-examination. Oh, okay, you press Q. The phone in her apartment was working. Yes, I mean, no, it wasn't. Right. But you said you didn't go into the apartment. Or did you? Oh, that? I can explain that. There was a cordless phone on the shelf in the entranceway. I reached inside and tried to use that to call, and the phone wasn't working, correct? What happened next? Okay, never mind. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly, it was 1 PM. How? How do you know? 1 PM, are you certain? Yes, absolutely. He seems really confident. 1 PM? Right, doesn't that seem strange to you? Present some evidence to contradict him. How do you present? Oh, there. But she was murdered at 4 to 5 PM, I see. E, present. Objection! You found the body at 1 PM? You're sure? Yes, it was 1 PM for certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death at some time after 4 PM. There we go. There was nobody no body to find it at 1 PM. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? Yes, we got him. Oh, that? Oh, on the other side. Mrs. Trivell, the witness merely forgot the time. After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Shawit, why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 PM? Gee, that's a really good question. Great job, Mr. Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out the contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one and the whole story falls apart. Wait, I remember now. Would you care to give your testimony again? Oh, it's a different one now. Different testimony. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. It was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's why it was 1 PM. Terribly sorry about that, Mr. Standing. I see. You heard a voice at the time. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examination. Mr. Wright, you know what to do. I've got this one. I'm trying to think. If it was 1 PM, well, it's probably from the television, but it's 3 hours off, isn't it? That's why I thought it was 1 PM. Terribly sorry. It's anything suspicious? Yeah, I do, I think. Wait. Hold it, yeah. Are you sure it was a television and not a radio? No, that wasn't what I was going for. Well, no, I guess it might have been radio. Incidentally, there was no radio on the premises. There was only one large television. Right. I can't put my finger on it, but there's something about this seems fishy. Something about hearing the television. The witness has testified. He had the time. Wait, go back. What can we present? That wouldn't help. Wait, the television would have been off at, what is it, 4 PM? It was till 6 PM. Present. Objection! Hold it right there! The prosecution has said there was a 3-hour blackout at the time of discovery, and this record proves it. Yes! Got him. You could have heard a television, or a video. Gah! The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Showett? No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Quite. Ah! Well, wait, I remember now. Mr. Showett? The court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That, and you seem rather distraught. Did his hair fall off then? I swear I saw it kind of like start to fall off. Right, my apologies, Your Honour. It must have been the shock of finding the body. Very well, Mr. Showett. Let's hear your testimony. Once more, please. Hearing the time. Actually, I didn't hear the time, I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment. Wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. Wait, what? Murder weapon? But the murder weapon was... I don't get it. Murder weapon was a statue. That must have been what I saw. You saw a clock? I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examination the witness. Gladly. I want to... I didn't hear the time, I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, was there? There, hold it. Seems fishy. The murder weapon? Yes, the table clock that was used as a weapon. That's what I just said. Did you doze off in the middle of my testimony or something? Something's fishy here. Yeah. This was the murder weapon. Done. Objection! Wait just a moment. Yes, I think we got it. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was a statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock? What? You with your objections and your evidence? Just who do you think you are? A lawyer? Just answer the question, Mr. Showett. Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. Your Honour, if I may. Yes, Mr. Payne? As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You just tilt it, and it says the time out loud. As it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted this as a statue. My apologies. I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness's testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with his testimony now? Yeah, I do. I won't say it out loud yet. Your Honour, there is a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. The only way you could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified he never entered the apartment. That's what I was thinking. There was two things I was thinking. One, if the lawyer thought it was a statue and didn't know it was a clock, then how would he have known that the head was a switch? The witness would have had to twist the clock, and also he can go in. That's another point. Clearly a contradiction. Indeed. The witness knew it was a clock because he... I feel like it was because he went into the apartment. You're lying. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh, yeah? Prove it. Prove I went in there. I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. Oh, you know you did, because you said at the beginning. You struck with the clock, and the shock of the blow took the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. This is pretty epic. Order of the court! Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honour. Mr. Showett, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. The voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time. What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face. Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock? I never. Look, the clock, I heard, no, I mean, I saw. Grah! What the? Shut up. I hate you. Yeah, that's what I said. I thought I saw his hair come off earlier. It was him. I tell you, I saw him. He killed her, and he should burn. Burn! Give him death. Order in the court, I say. Your Honour, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defence's claims. Mr. Wright, Your Honour, you claim the sound that the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence? The whole case is riding on this. I better think it through carefully. Your Honour, the sound Mr. Sherwood heard was definitely this clock. A fact which is clear if you simply say, "Oh, I can get this right." Try sounding the clock. Try sound the clock now, here in this court. Your Honour, may I have the clock? I ask the court to listen very carefully. Beep. I think it's 8:25. That certainly is a strange way to announce the time. He is the thinker, after all. So, we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright? Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now? It's 11:25. That's 3 hours later. Ah! As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between Mr. Showett heard the actual time of death. So, Mr. Showett, try to talk your way out of this one. Ha! Ha ha! You forgot one thing! Uh-oh. What's he talking about now? While it may seem like the clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? Oh no. If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. He's right. How am I going to prove that? Damn it, I was so close. Mr. Wright, it seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim. Yes, Your Honour. This means I cannot look you into the witness. Unfortunately, this ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Showett. I came all this way down here to testify, and look what happened. You treat me like a criminal. A criminal! You liars are all slime. Urgh, I almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing I can do about it now. Not so fast, Mr. Showett. Oh, that's Mia. Chief. Listen up, Mr. Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think. But, Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow that day of the murder. No one can prove that. Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have your proof. Right. Right? Can you think of a reason as to why the clock would be 3 hours slow? I'm gonna hit yes, but I'm not filling anything out right now. Wait! Maybe I can prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, right? Find it and let him have it. Well, Mr. Wright? You say the clock was running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim? Of course. There is a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt. Ha! Tough words. Let's see you pull this one off. Let's see the evidence that proves why the clock was running 3 hours slow. Okay, one of these. Not eternity badge. 4 to 5, no. Stat thinker, maybe. Passport. That's been really useless, this case. Look out. I've got it. I'm not gonna say, but I'm just gonna, like, trust me. Passport. I think I've got it. Take that! The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. I knew it! I didn't think 9 hours, but I thought, you know, oh, United States of America. Okay, well, maybe, I don't know. But I don't really know that time difference because I'm in the UK. But it's 4 PM here, it's 1 AM the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning from home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in the apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Sharrett? Or should I say, Mr. Did It? Oh, it was Mr. Shawit. Sawit, I don't know. Oh, God, I think he just got rabies. Is he okay? Order, I say. Well, this case has suddenly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness? He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honour. Very well, Your Honour. At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butz, not guilty. Woohoo! Yay! I have confetti in this court. Yes! We got him. And with that, this court is adjourned. Yes! Woo, 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 woo! It turns out Mr. Frank Shawit was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when the people were out of the house. That day, when Larry went to our apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Shawit let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Shawit grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. Right. I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realise things change depending on how you look at them. People, too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right? Listen, learn, grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. That was, what's it called? Motivational. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? Yeah, I guess so. Say, how about dinner? On me. We'll drink a toast to the innocent Butz. Innocent Butz. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him. His name's Larry. Yeah, part at least. You have to tell me more about it sometime. Maybe over drinks? And so, my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends. But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us. Unless you count the clock he gave me Maya." I didn't know it then. But that clock was soon going to be at the centre of another incident. And my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise I wouldn't be able to keep. Huh? The end.